Alright, so I know I broke away from my daily posting of videos, and that's my bad. I'm going through a breakup, and that's been kind of rough. What I'm going to do today, as I go through this turmoil of emotions, and I'm more inspired now, I think we should go down the good old fanfiction.net. I remember diving straight into that uncharted territory, and I'd say over the years, I've gone significantly better as my writing skills developed. I learned bigger words, more interesting vocabulary, and just seeing where my skills would go. And I honed them. I honed them really good. But when I started dating, and I was all like, oh, this isn't the life I want, I hung up that cap for good. But now, since I don't have a partner, alright. So before this gets too long, let's just dive into these meat and potatoes and get ready with this steamy fanfic. Now, I want to say, I don't want anyone cutting up this piece of work. This piece of work took time, it took energy, and we're just going to read it, take the enjoyment. Hopefully, we all learn a bigger meaning of the world. And then, yeah. And of course, it's one of my favorite animes, Vampire Knight. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with Vampire Knight. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Until there is. But anyway, I digress. So, we got this wonderful writer right here. Now, I'm reading a very old fanfic. I want to say I don't want any harassment towards this person. I will block out the title, the username, the picture, because we're not about that. We're just trying to have some fun. So we'll start off. We'll set the scene. So our intro to this beautiful novel is one night, things get out of control between Yuki and Zero. It's rated M, so anyone who's not over the age of 18, get out now. This isn't meant for you. You gotta wait till you're older. Keep reading that young adult fanfiction. And then one day, you can start reading fiction M. Alright. I'm gonna make the text a little bigger. And I'm gonna put it in... yeah, I'm gonna put it in dark mode. It's easier for my eyes. It is a hot summer day, and everyone is sticky and sweaty. Christine was sitting in his office. The office was so small. Not really, but his massive girth took up most of the space, and it made him very salty. Like a brine slab of pork butt ready to be put into the oven to sear for a week and a half. Christine, aka Chug, was bored and wanted to invite all of his buddies over for a party, because this Saturday is going to be the 4th of July. Everybody, I need some water. This is getting me a little hot and bothered already. Hold on. Everybody's favorite holiday, trademark Green Day. Chuck invited his best buddy, Donald J. Trump. But this wasn't all Chris had planned. Despite him being a Republican, Lamau, and pretending to be against the homos, marrying deep down inside Christine was a full-blown sapio-homosexual. He knew Donald J. Trump was the smartest man alive, and he wanted him inside his double-chinned gullet, balls deep, oiled up, ready to finger his. Sapiosexual means he's into smart people. Donald drove up in his Love Live branded limousine. His manservant opened the door because Donald Trump could not handle such an intense physical action. His toupee requires 99% of his powers to maintain and also carry him to Christine's porch, where Chris Chan was waiting. "You're looking better than usual, Rupee. I bathed in pig's blood this morning. His witch doctor recommended that to him. It's good for cholesterol. I knew I was gonna see you. I had to look me best." Chugs blushed at the consideration of the pinker man. He patted the chair next to him. "Come join me. I have watermelon." He uses his razor, trademark, sharp nipple to slice the watermelon in half. Juice spilt all over his skin and claws. "Seems like you got in a bit of a mess, big boy." With a twinkle in his eye, he slurped up the juices dripping from the Christopher's chin. Quies made a horrifying shrieking noise as the juices were getting sucked off his ingrown hair-ridden face. That's it. Yes. Donald actually succeeded with so much force that it helped with Chug's ingrown hair addiction. Dawnland as he heaves in a sorry attempt to cow tip Chug's massive, pathetic body onto the floor so he can mount him, groans in agony as he froths furiously at the mouth, spitting directly into Chug's beautiful, chalky, hazy eyes, glistening in the light like an angel's eyes. I is no in finished. Who's Christine? Hold on. Finished, Timor, you know. Chug suffers from a minor stroke as the motion was too sudden. The entire action required 15 minutes to complete, and it caused an earthquake of 4.72 on the Kinsey scale. The Kinsley scale. I'm pretty sure that's not what it's called. Okay, so this is a learning lesson, okay? There's nothing wrong with writing fanfic, you know, and sometimes you make some incorrect motions. So it's not actually the Kinsley scale, it's the Richard scale. I'll put it here. I'm probably not saying it right. Anyway, I digress. Chug suffered from strokes many times before, though, so he shrugged it off and lost another functioning part of his brain. God is dead. He is very stupid, Donald said smugly as Chug looked out of breath on the floor. Everybody walked the dinosaur, sweating and struggling in his own pool of reptile filth. After suffering from a minor stroke, his eyes looked vacant. Christ. He was probably going to lose it. Donnie didn't care, though, because he likes it when his sexual partners lie on the floor lifeless. He likes it because he's embarrassed of his flappy bird cock and prefers to do sex with the lights off when his partner is deceased. But then something happened that made Trump change his mind. Trump, I have always loved you. Now I am almost dead, says Chris on his last breath. Oh no, deep down inside in my toupee, I have always had feeling, babe. Now you are dead, says Trump-kun, and he starts blushing as unimaginable gas is released from Christie's watermelon juice marinated chin folds. There has to be something I can do. Save him, Trump thought. Then he had a brilliant idea. Ass to mouth resuscitation. Trump goes over to Chris's ties mouth and does the traditional Slavic squatting maneuver without his pants on, smushing his old and ripe ass cheeks all over Christie's face. Using old Taipin monk practices, he controls his bowels to release life, giving gas to Christie's mouth. Written by Adam Sandler and the Boys Happy Madison Productions. Suddenly, Chrissy rises from the depths of hell, back to live. Where am I? Says Chrissy. You're back in the land of the living, my boy, says Trump sweetly, sweat flowing from his forehead down into Chris's gaping mouth. Chrissy attempts to sit upright, but Trump stops at midair. Don't put too much strain on that sweetest ass of yours. He holds the man's cocaine-laced fingers, and they gaze into each other's eyes like Mel Gibson would look at children. I want to firmly grasp. My hand holds your bright cadmium, crimson, red Napoleons in my fingers, Donald shrieks into the atmosphere. Satellites capture the streak and broadcast the moment of every American television, and a select few located on the Pacific Islands. It was the biggest terrorist attack on American soil since 9/11. Cristiano Ronaldo, Chrissy, immediately turns over and spreads his legs apart so both of his legs are at a 180-degree angle. Enter me. Enter my entire ass, babe boy. Terp is hesitant. I don't want to hurt. I don't want to hurt you, sweetness. I was only joking when I said. Christo interrupts him by putting his toddler-like hand on the Donald's challenged lips. No more words. Just chode. Donald immediately inserted his pathetic member into Chris's cavernous asshole, hitting his womb. Chris hasn't had his asshole bleached since he was 15, so it was very discolored. It was a horrifying dark brown color, but Donald wasn't going to be pricky. He has seen better assholes in his day, but this asshole was the asshole of Christ Tronky, the hottest man on the planet, aka the United States of America. Donker is not shy with his little dong and thrust it into Christ's magnum hole. Donald has a very thin, floppy, pencil-like dick, so penetrating Croyce's massive asshole was futile. Donald had no choice but to grab his trusty bad dragon dildo, should have a trademark there, that was modeled after his persona Balto that helped ship medicine to children with terminal illnesses. Balto's dong was thick and very long, 5 in diameter and 7 inches in length, a perfect fit for Chug's fucking ass. Chug groaned at the girth of the husky cock, moaning to the tune of Skrillex's Scare Monsters and Noise Spirits, the tune of his parents' divorce. This only made the husky cock harder, but though it was an inanimate object, fuck the police, Donald screamed under his breath, digging farther and farther into the canyon that was Chris's ass. Fill me up with your mangoo, baby, Chug pleaded, now crying with his elbows digging into linoleum floor. Their weight combined was strenuous to the building, which had now begun collapsing. But this did not stop their love. Then the house exploded. The terrorists won, and nothing was left except for the legacy of their love. Wow. Now that was a roller coaster. And that little poem at the bottom, beautiful. Well, after my reading of this beautiful fanfic, I hope we all learned something today. I hope we all had a little fun. And I might make this a series. I do like, outside of whatever, I do like fanfics. I'm not sure if it's just clickbait or someone going through it, but yeah. So let me know if you guys want more of me reading horrid fanfics. Anyway, yeah, that's all I want to do today. Bye.